what to do.
On tonight's February 14th edition of Newswatch, I'll have the latest for you on a new software startup company right here in Ames.
I'll have everything you need to know about Mexico's new findings in the search for the cure for HPV.
And I'll tell you all about what's going on for sports this week.
We started today off very nice. However, things got pretty blustery before the end of the day came. Want to know what's happening this weekend? Well, I'll tell you. Newswatch starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for watching Newswatch. I'm Josh Lamberty.
And I'm Sarah Henry. Thanks for tuning in.
A trial date has been set for an Iowa woman accused of strangling her 5-year-old daughter using pajama pants. According to Wapello County District Court documents, 23-year-old Kelsey Thomas has pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder and child endangerment charges. First responders were sent to Thomas's Ottumwa home after a 911 call in July. The 5-year-old was pronounced dead later at a hospital. The Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation said that Thomas told investigators she killed her daughter. The trial starts on September 10th.
Jeff Shipley is a new lawmaker to the Iowa Capitol, but he is ambitious. Shipley is looking to decriminalize psychedelic drugs to make them more accessible for medicinal purposes. This would include mushrooms and MDMA, commonly known as Molly or ecstasy. Shipley is a Republican but is serious about the drug bills. He believes Iowans recovering from drug addictions and other health ailments could benefit from more accessibility to illegal drugs with potential medicinal purposes. Another bill he's pushing would remove cybacillin and psilocin, which are hallucinogenic, from the list of substances classified as having no currently accepted medical treatment use.
Big changes may be coming to Iowa's Medicaid system. Democratic Senators Amanda Reagan and Liz Mathis introduced the bill today. The bill would create publicly managed long-term care services and promote health care to Iowans living with permanent conditions. The bill would also provide a new review process for claims that were previously denied and aid for Iowans struggling with mental illness.
A trial has been scheduled for a former Central Iowa sports radio talk show host, Marty Terrell. The longtime radio personality, who referred to himself as the mouth of the Midwest, is accused of defrauding 8 people in deals involving sports tickets. Terrell allegedly told investors in 2016 and 2017 that he would buy sports tickets, resell them for a profit, and share those profits. Prosecutors said Terrell eventually began using investors' money on personal items or to pay back other people who'd invested. Terrell pleaded not guilty on Wednesday to multiple counts of bank fraud, wire fraud, mail fraud, and access device fraud. Terrell owes more than $1 million in bankruptcy. His trial is set to begin on April 1st.
If you're graduating in May but not yet leaving Ames, this might be the perfect opportunity for you. A software startup company in Ames is looking to bring 300 new, high-paying jobs to the area. Vertex Software works with Fortune 15 manufacturers to share 3D product data over multiple devices. The company is seeking over $2 million in taxpayer assistance to build a new facility at Iowa State's Research Park. The Iowa Economic Development Authority will decide tomorrow whether to approve the funding request. After the break, we'll have updates on Trump's nomination for Attorney General. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Newswatch. Welcome back. Turning to news in Washington tonight, President Trump is expected to sign the Congressional Government Funding Bill. The bill would keep the government open through the fiscal year. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said the president is ready to issue a national emergency at the southern border. That would provide funding for the wall and bypass congressional approval. If the president signs the bill, it will avoid another partial government shutdown with tomorrow's looming deadline. The 35-day shutdown in December and January was the longest in U.S. history.
The number of women now in the race for the Democratic nomination for the 2020 presidency rises to 5. Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar announced her intent to run for president this past Sunday in front of the Interstate 35 bridge. Klobuchar is the first Midwestern state official to join the field, taking on President Donald Trump. She has also now joined an ever-growing and diverse pack of Democratic presidential contenders, including 4 female politicians, 2 black senators, a Latino former cabinet secretary, and an openly gay mayor. Klobuchar herself became the first woman to serve Minnesota in the Senate back when she was first elected in 2006.
President Trump's nominee for Attorney General was confirmed today. William Barr replaces Jeff Sessions, who resigned last month. The Senate confirmed Barr by a 54-45 vote. Barr's confirmation brings him back to the Department of Justice. He previously served as Attorney General under President George H.W. Bush until 1993. Barr says his time away from government puts him in the right position to be truly independent.
A team of scientists in Mexico may be close to finding a cure for the human papillomavirus, commonly known as HPV. The procedure they developed manipulates cancer cells to be able to respond to light and uses laser lights to eliminate them. While results varied in different cases in the infection was eradicated 100% of the time in a trial case of 29 patients from Mexico City who had HPV without pre-malignant lesions. HPV is the most common sexually transmitted infection in the United States, with approximately 14 million new infections diagnosed every year. It also is the second leading cause of death among Mexican women.
After political pushback, Amazon will not be building a second headquarters in New York. Last week, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio said he was confident that the deal would go through. Governor Andrew Cuomo said that the headquarters would provide tremendous job opportunity, but critics objected to the massive subsidies that lured in the tech giant. Amazon said the company will continue office expansions in Virginia and Nashville, and there are no current plans to search for another second headquarters.
Joining us now for a weather update is Hannah Messier. Hannah, what's the weather looking like this weekend?
It looks pretty snowy, especially on Sunday. Ames is expecting to see about 2 inches, but up in northeastern Iowa, they could get up to 5 inches of snow through Monday. So we've got a lot to talk about, and I'll tell you about it after this break. Welcome back. I'm meteorologist Hannah Messier, and happy Valentine's Day. We had a beautiful morning. I was out around 8 o'clock this morning on campus. Things were calm and pretty warm. I was almost hot wearing my winter jacket, and we reached a high of 39 degrees today around noon, but that definitely changed as we headed towards the afternoon. It's pretty cold now, and the winds definitely picked up. And as that's going to be the trend for tomorrow as well, tonight, cold and cloudy, tomorrow, cold and cloudy, with snow possible this weekend. Some places could see up to 5 inches of snow. And then we're also going to be in the 20s next week, so winter isn't going away anytime soon. Here's our radar. We do have a band of snow moving over Waterloo and extending as far east as Dubuque before heading into Wisconsin later on tonight. Temperatures are in the single digits, 9 in Ames, 6 in Fort Dodge, 4 in Spencer. Out in the east, it is 24 in Davenport and 13 in Cedar Rapids. Winds are coming out of the northwest tonight, 22 miles per hour in Carroll, 16 in Council Bluffs, 23 in Ames, and 21 in Des Moines. And those winds combined with the cold temperatures give us below zero wind chills. So it feels like -4 in Des Moines. It feels like -1 in Creston, -12 in Sioux City. A bit warmer out in the east. It feels like 6 in Burlington and 6 in Davenport. Now, as we head towards Friday morning, we definitely see this band of snow creeping in from the south. Thankfully, tomorrow, the snow is expected to stay in the south with clouds building in central Iowa. That'll continue through tomorrow at around 1. Heading into the evening, though, we do expect to see those clouds to last for a bit longer before clearing on Saturday. Look at Saturday morning. It looks absolutely beautiful. Only a few clouds up by Mason City, and that'll be the trend for most of Saturday until we hit the evening, when that snow that we're going to see Saturday night into Sunday really starts to make see-through on Omaha and Creston as well. That's going to come to the north as we head towards the Saturday night. Ames will see a decent amount of snow, but the heaviest snow will be by Waterloo up into Mason City and Spencer, pretty much in northeastern Iowa, and that'll slowly head to the north throughout the morning. Ames will still see some flurries around noon, but that'll end up dissipating as we head towards the rest of Sunday. Through Monday, we're expecting to see 3 inches in 2.9 in Ames, 3.5 in Creston, 5.3 inches in Council Bluffs, and 3.4 inches in Decorah. So we are really going to need to watch what happens with this system on Sunday, depending on where you're at. Tonight, though, -1 degrees is the low we're going to have, with winds going from 17 to 22 miles per hour coming from the northwest. Tomorrow, a high of 12 degrees, winds coming out of the northwest still 8 to 11 miles per hour, and we're going to see clouds build again as we head throughout the rest of Friday afternoon. Saturday, 17 degrees, some slight snow chances. Sunday is when we're really expecting that snow to make an appearance. Monday, 19, 16 on Tuesday, another chance for some snow on Wednesday before going back to Thursday, 25 degrees. And those low temperatures are going to be pretty cold as well, so make sure you bundle up this week. Thank you for watching. We'll have more for you after the break.
Two former Cyclones have some important dates approaching them. David Montgomery and Hakeem Butler are both listed as participants of the NFL Combine. The two standouts are the only Cyclones on the list. Montgomery finished the 2018 season with 1,216 yards on 257 carries while racking up 13 touchdowns. Butler completed last season with 1,300 yards on 60 targets while earning 9 touchdowns. The two will be showcased in their athletic ability in Indianapolis at the Lucas Oil Stadium on March 1st and 2nd. According to ESPN, representatives from all 32 teams will be in attendance. The Iowa State women's basketball team has slipped to 18-6 on the season and 8-4 in the Big 12 after a loss to Texas Christian University on Wednesday. Despite being defeated, the Cyclones are still ranked 3rd in the conference while holding the 18th spot in the women's college basketball rankings. With 6 regular season games remaining, the Cyclones are seeking a strong finish. A strong closeout can lead to home court advantage for the postseason. Playing at Hilton Coliseum during postseason would be beneficial for the team considering they only lost 1 game at home this season. The Cyclones will host Oklahoma State Cowgirls at home Saturday. Tip-off is set for 1 p.m. While others celebrate Valentine's Day, veterans around the National Football League are fearing a breakup. Although the offseason has just begun, free agency has teams figuring out ways to clear some cap space for the new season. Clearing cap space can result in some notable players splitting ways with their current teams. Ryan Tannehill, Blake Bortles, and Deshaun Jackson are among players that can possibly be released. There is a plethora of assumptions that can be made in some of the upcoming decisions, but this means that the players' performance did not justify their contract. Football lovers and analysts' eyes are glued to the league as they impatiently anticipate the moves of the 32 teams. That's it for sports this week. Don't go anywhere. Newswatch will be right back after the break.
Welcome back. Des Moines students wished Iowa veterans a happy Valentine's Day today. First grade students at Jackson Elementary spent today creating Valentines for veterans at the Iowa Veterans Hospital. Representative Cindy Axney was on hand to help out and provided all of the supplies. The cards will be handed out to the veterans later tonight.
And finally tonight, a World War I hand grenade was harvested with potatoes in France and shipped to a potato chip factory in Hong Kong. The bomb, a German-made device that was in an unstable condition, was defused by the Hong Kong police at the factory using a high-pressure water firing technique. At 2.2 pounds with a 3-inch diameter, the grenade was about the size of a potato, but 5 times as heavy. The Hong Kong police also defused 3 1,000-pound American-made bombs from World War II just last year.
Okay, then. There's a potato and a bomb, but that's okay.
Definitely not what I assume they hope to find in a Valentine's
kinda
Day
crazy.
gift. But don't forget to stick around for another great episode of Ames Tonight.
And be sure to follow us on everything ISU TV.
Don't forget to floss daily and have a great night, Ames.